Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's vlog, we are going to be focusing on relaxing. That means kissing kitties. You say hi? I had quite a busy week last week and a busy weekend, and I want to avoid burnout as much as possible, so I'm really going to be focusing on relaxing, making sure that I am abiding by what my body wants and setting myself up for success for the rest of the week. This week again is quite emotional. I have my first psychiatry appointment after waiting almost a year, and I'm quite nervous and so I want to go into that with a clear mind and be fine for the rest of the week. So we're gonna be doing lots of reading and lots of video gaming. Enjoyed my week away from home, farm sitting and all of that, but it was a lot for my autistic ass. I didn't have the best reaction, and then I got home and had a very big fundraiser to do for work with lots of people, and just the two of those things together, a change in routine and being in a crowd of people, having to like interact with them in that way, is very overwhelming. I am reading The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. This is a cozy sci-fi and I am almost 100 pages in. I'm 98 pages in. This is a cozy sci-fi about a woman who joins a space crew and they create tunnels between planets and galaxies and stuff. So it's very fun so far. It's a nice little found family of like different species and humans and different identities and different people and like different walks of life, and it's fun. And they are planning a big mission to open a tunnel to this area of a galaxy that has been at war with itself. And so they don't obviously know what that looks like, but they have to travel there first. So yeah, I'm only 100 pages in, but I am enjoying it so far. It's quick, it's accessible as far as sci-fi is concerned, and I'm liking the characters so far. So very happy about this one. I have a ton of graphic novels on Kindle Unlimited, and then of course I have 4, 5, and 6 of Giant Days. So if you have watched any of my other videos recently, I have been reading this series. I discovered it this year and I'm absolutely in love with it. The art style is just amazing and I really enjoy the characters. It's basically about 3 women in college and like their antics, their relationships, the shenanigans they get up to. It's not particularly high stakes, high action, but it's tons of fun and just very cozy, comfy to read about. And then I also got a bunch of graphic novels from Kindle Unlimited. Just so you know, if you are a Kindle Unlimited fan but you did not know, you can get graphic novels from there. I actually got the first 3 from Kindle Unlimited for this series, and I have a ton of others that I'm looking forward to reading. I have the first 3 of Lumberjanes, we have the Compendium of Mooncakes, we have Taproot, which is a story about a gardener and a ghost and has just about the cutest cover I have ever seen. We have Donuts and Doom, which also looks very cute. And I'm just looking forward to reading all of those. I love, love, love graphic novels. They are just so good for my heart, for my soul. I just love diving into the stories. I am only filming this over a couple of days, but if for some reason I want to pick up something else, I decided to pick up some stuff for like just a silly, goofy, fun time. And I wanted a fantasy romance that was going to be fun and kind of goofy and silly, and so I got The Prison Healer. I don't know if this is silly, goofy at all. I don't know anything about this, but I think it's YA and it was popular a while back, so we're gonna give it a shot. And if not, I have a couple of other like romances that have paranormal elements to it. My Roommate is a Vampire and Do Your Worst, so we'll see. We'll toss it up, but I'm only going to be filming this video for a couple of days, which I guess brings me to my next point that I want to talk about in this intro, and then we'll just move right into the vlog. But I will be filming, I'm trying to film 2 videos a week. So instead of 1 long weekly vlog, I will do 2 shorter videos. Let me know if you like them, if you like that idea. I'll be going up probably Wednesday, Friday, or maybe Friday, Sunday, something along those lines, depending on how the filming schedule ends up lining up. But I think that's the plan. So what we're gonna do is jump right into the vlog. Let me know down below whether you want those long weekly vlogs or you prefer 2 shorter vlogs. I really appreciate your opinion. But yeah, so we're just gonna get right into the vlog. We're gonna get cozy, comfy, enjoying our slow, comfy, cozy time. We'll avoid burnout, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Blue dude, blue moon, kinda mysterious, shaded with someone I'm not really into. Do you need to fix it? Talking bullshit. It's hard to see you when your eyes look dull. Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Blue dude, that mood, sort of witty and jaded, but let's not talk about you. Your coyote song on a rerun. Are you hound dog tired, singing all night long?
Okay, so I recently started watching Pretty Little Liars Summer School. I watched, it's the 2nd season of like the new Pretty Little Liars. I loved Pretty Little Liars when I was a kid, and I watched Uncarly do a recap of the 1st season, and I pretty much just decided to skip it because for one, she spoils everything. Like, I knew that going in, obviously, but also I just don't know if I would enjoy it a bunch. But she raved about season 2, so I started season 2. I'm at the end of the 2nd episode, no, 3rd episode, and I'm really enjoying it. But before I talk about that, I wanted to talk about Woman in Me. The Woman in Me? I think that's what it's called. Britney Spears' memoir. I started and finished the audiobook today at work. It's very short. I went in kind of thinking that she would be narrating her own audiobook, because that's kind of typical, especially for celebrity memoirs, for them to like narrate it. But in the beginning, there is an author's note where she says she is not really comfortable narrating. A lot of it is very fresh and it's hard for her to talk about, so she didn't want to narrate it. So she got someone else. The narrator did a fine job. This, I don't rate nonfiction, and I definitely don't rate memoirs, because like I'm not gonna give a qualitative rating to someone's life experience. I will say this one is not my favorite memoir that I've ever read. This did give a lot of insight into Britney's life, a lot of like early life that we didn't really see, her relationship with her family that we didn't really see. We don't know, at least I didn't know a ton about her family life prior to her being an adult and like conservatorship and all that. And we got a lot about like living with her parents and what that was like in her life when she was a kid. However, it's pretty disjointed. I know this was ghost written, but if you've ever tried to read like an Instagram caption from Britney Spears, that's sort of how this felt. I feel like there's like an overarching timeline, linear timeline of how the story goes, following her life. And then at the end of the chapter, they'll just be like, or in the middle of the thing that we're talking about in that chapter, she just throws in like a random thing. And sort of like how I'm glad my mom died by Jeanette McCurdy, I felt a little bit disconnected from this story, and I think the author also maybe felt a little bit disconnected, and I think that's why I feel the way I do. Obviously their experience is not something that I'm privy to, so it could be very emotional for them, but the writing was distant. There wasn't a lot of emotional depth, and I think just kind of like Jeanette McCurdy was a few years out, but this book ends right after she gets released from her 13-year conservatorship, and so a lot of the like healing, she's like still with her husband in it, like a lot of the healing and stuff that I think is pivotal to her life now is not included in the story. So a lot of the emotions that I think would have been good in the story were not there, because she's so traumatized and she has so much to work through that she just can't get it out, you know what I mean? So because she hasn't even worked it out for herself, so she's definitely not gonna be able to work it out for us. So it wasn't my perfect memoir, it wasn't my favorite, but I'm very proud of Brittany. I am glad that she got the freedom that she deserves, that everybody deserves, and I'm excited to see where she goes in the rest of her life, whether she decides to write and create, or if she wants to live the rest of her life out of the limelight and just with her kids or with whoever. And yeah, she deserves that. So that is my thoughts on, those are my thoughts on that. Now back to Pretty Little Liars Summer School. It's really kind of fun. So I am a big Pretty Little Liars fan. I loved Pretty Little Liars growing up. Never watched like any of the spin-offs. So going into this one, I kind of knew what to expect, because like I said, I watched that recap. This is not really similar to Pretty Little Liars. There is like a murder mystery, and it's and A is like hunting them down. They're trying to figure out who A is, but the stakes are considerably higher and the storyline's very, very different. In the beginning of the series, the girls aren't really friends. They're kind of connected through their moms, but they're not like really friends. At this point in season 2, they are friends and like they hang out and stuff, but it has a pretty different feel. It has a similar feel to like all, I think, teen dramas, but it doesn't feel incredibly similar to the first original Pretty Little Liars. It feels more like Riverdale, which makes sense because the creator of Riverdale, or the producer of Riverdale, is also the producer of this. So I would say it feels more like that, but I'm still enjoying it. It's still fun. There's a lot of like sexual assault storylines and stuff like that, which I don't love. Like, every woman in this show has been assaulted and every man is an assaulter. Like, every man in here wants to be with a teenager, so it's just not my favorite storyline, but overall I would say it's fun, and it's like dramatic. I'm gonna continue watching this. It is 6 o'clock. My partner started his new, or went back to his old 12-hour schedule, 4/12s, and so today he's obviously working 12 hours. So I'm gonna watch this until he gets home. We're probably gonna eat dinner and then he's gonna go game, and I'm gonna either continue watching this or read. I have been playing Lorcana pretty much this whole time, and honestly I've had a good time. So at this moment I'm gonna continue watching this, and who knows how the rest of the night's gonna pan out, but I'm having a lot of fun, and I'll give you kind of my thoughts as I continue going through the series. Hey friends, I am at work right now, but I have been reading this morning. So yesterday I started The Prison Healer, 19% of the way through. It is YA, like I kind of thought it might be. And it's basically about a girl who has been in a prison since she was like 7. The prison is used by like 7 different kingdoms to house their prisoners. So there's like a ton of people there, and the prison is brutal. There is like mines that they force them to work in, and the conditions are really bad, and the guards are vicious, and just in general it's a horrible place to live. Like the laborers live like 6 months at most, and it's just not good. So she is the prison healer, as the title suggests, and she gets tasked with being the healer for the rebel queen. Basically, one of the kingdoms was ruled by 2 rulers. They ended up getting separated, and they independently had children, and this woman is one of the offspring of them. So she has a title, a claim to the throne, but she's been trying to lead a rebellion, supposedly. And they captured her. She's being kept at the prison, and the main character is charged with healing her. She's like very close to death, and we don't really know like all that's gonna happen. And then we also have another main character, I'm assuming is gonna be the love interest. It's one point of view, but he was put in the prison. We don't know for what, but when he came in, he had pretty much no injuries. He had a concussion and like some cuts and stuff, but he was with 2 dead people. And I have some theories about who he is just based on comments. But it's like a fast read. I don't have any like major complaints about it. I think it's interesting. I do get a little bit bored of stories that are like set in literally the same space. Like they're always in the healing facility, and that's a little bit boring to me, but so far the plot is keeping me engaged. It's a long one. It's over 400 pages. So I probably won't finish it in this vlog, but I am enjoying it. But I think today I'm gonna focus on my graphic novels and my gaming. I need to do some stuff around the house, but other than that, I'm going to be playing some Animal Crossing, I think. But I still have a couple more hours at work, and then when we get home, we'll queue up some Animal Crossing and we'll play some cozy games for a little bit.
I want slow love, uncomplicated touch, stable as we go, consistent as we grow. I want slow love, no need to rush. I'll say it in my dreams, strangers in my sleep. I reminisce the cold
Happy Thursday, friends. We are going to wrap the vlog up here. I'm going to be starting another video tomorrow, but I want to spend the rest of the day focusing on my appointments that I have, my therapy appointments that I have for the day. But let's just do a quick wrap up of what I've read and what I've been doing. So I did end up finishing volume 5 of Giant Days. I said I needed to read 4, but I had read 4 already. So I just read 5. And I really liked it. I consistently give this volumes in this series 4 or 5 stars, just depending. It's a fun little series. I like following the characters. The little vignettes of the trouble that they get into, the shenanigans that they do is just tons of fun, and it's consistently a good time. I got about 150-ish pages into The Prison Healer, and it just wasn't holding my attention. At some point I realized that I was just reading it because it was easier to be reading it in bed and just continually turning the pages than going out and finding something else to read. So this morning I decided to DNF it, and then I ended up starting Do Your Worst, which is a contemporary romance, but it's set in like a haunted castle. I got 47% of the way through and I'm adoring it. The heroine is a curse breaker, so she gets employed by people, paid by people to break curses on objects and places and stuff like that. And she gets employed by someone who is trying to renovate an old castle in Scotland to break the curse so that it can be renovated and turned into some apartment buildings or something like that. And then the hero is an archaeologist and he gets employed to uncover any historical items that might exist on the property. Their meet cute is they meet at the bar in the local town and they kind of flirt and have a kiss at the end of the night, and then she walks in the next morning to him bad-mouthing her and basically saying that she needs to be fired because what she does is like not real and it's a scam. And so they have kind of a bad relationship, or a bad like little tiff between each other, but they're like reluctantly attracted to each other. I'm adoring it. It's so good. I haven't read anything by this author before, but I've heard that their other two popular books are really good and I will definitely be checking them out. But this is one of those books that I just never want to stop reading. It's very quick, very fun. The shenanigans between the two are great. Their banter back and forth is great. The chemistry is there, and the like Highland setting with the ghost and the mystery and it being fall and rainy and gloomy is just so good. So I'm really loving it, and I honestly wish that I could spend the rest of my day reading it, but I have stuff to do. So that's it. I really enjoyed resting the past couple of days. I know that rest doesn't look the most fun when it comes to actually capturing it, but I'm really glad that I took the time to give myself a break after the past week or so. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I focus on cozy vlogs. My socials are linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys in my next one, and I'm gonna shut up and go back to my book.
So maybe you could stay